The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, let's do some sports concepts and rationalizations. We do it each and every day except Tuesdays. On that day, we go to war. We call it the 10-minute drill. And I would start with this thought process. I'll ask you this question. As a Jaguar fan,
yes, sir.
Would it bother you, or do you hope Clemson loses tomorrow?
No.
No?
No.
Go ahead and play it out. Play
no
two more
bearing
games?
either way.
No bearing?
Yeah.
Okay. It wouldn't bother me if they lost. Just because,
I wouldn't bother me
because then Trevor's done.
Well, it wouldn't bother me if they lost because I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't really care, but I don't think of it as – I won't think of them losing as an advantage.
I feel like that game is setting up for the Ohio State in a lot of ways. I feel like they're sort of in the Oklahoma mindset, and Clemson now won't have their play caller. He's got the Rona.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big loss, by the way. I think that makes things disjointed a little bit in a big game. I think
we've seen that in the past when coordinators have taken head jobs. And
I think that could be an issue.
I think with that level of uncertainty, Trevor should just kind of.
Well, it helps
not play.
Yeah, it helps that you. Well, that's where it does help having a quarterback who can
opt out,
somewhat coach.
I don't know, guys.
I'm not concerned at all about him playing.
All right.
Yeah.
Just asking. All right.
Maybe they can bring Kelly Bryant back.
I mean, even if he gets hurt, it
Bring him
doesn't
back.
matter. I mean, he'd be fine by.
We don't want him to get seriously hurt.
Oh, no, of course not. I doubt he does. Sounds like you're going to take Ohio State in that game. You might have a chance to make a swing game. I thoroughly disagree. I think that Clemson's going to beat the tar out of them. I think we're headed for Clemson-Bama.
Well, yeah, I would.
And
if
the
I
one
was
thing that's
picking,
the one thing that this upside down, crazy 2020 coronavirus influenced football season. Here we are at the end with who? Alabama, Clemson, and the Kansas City Chiefs. So if you're great, buddy, you're great. No COVID or opt-outs or anything else are going to stop you. I mean, that's the cream of the crop in football these days. Alabama, Clemson, and Kansas City Chiefs. And they're all right there.
I am ready to make a proclamation about
the
American Football Conference.
The AFC.
Yes.
All right.
I have a feeling, and I don't know how your friend Buffalo Tom will take this.
Okay.
But I have a feeling, and I'm not 100% positive that the Kansas City Chiefs are the cream of the crop in the AFC.
Oh. Well, what do you mean?
I have a feeling.
I can give you a hint on how he's taking it.
I have a feeling.
Whooping right now and ecstasy.
That the Buffalo Bills may, in fact, win the entire American Football Conference.
Oh, that'd be fun. They're fun to watch.
I have a feeling that the Buffalo Bills
going to the Super Bowl
could be the best team in the AFC.
I think that's the Chiefs, but I certainly think Buffalo could beat them.
So
I think they're that AFC after Kansas City. I would consider to be a lot more bunched
now
than you do.
How does Josh Allen perform in the playoffs? Is he ready for the big stage?
I think he is. I don't. That doesn't worry me.
Those things need to be.
I worry
answered.
about Buffalo's defense being able to play at a high level. There have been times this year they haven't.
Yeah. So we'll see. But
and you got to run the ball in the playoffs, and that's a weakness for Buffalo too.
I think we could have an old AFL matchup, Kansas City and Buffalo, from the '60s.
Allowing
in the AFC Championship.
Is it just me, or is allowing 6,700 fans seem dumb? I mean, really?
I don't know, man.
You're not having any. It's just not like it makes any impact. It's 2 degrees.
Yeah, but for those fans, it's awesome.
Is it?
Yes.
I've been to. You think it's you think it's awesome going to a game with 6,000 fans?
When you are yes. If the Jacksonville Jaguars were the Buffalo Bills this year, we would all be going to.
Well,
the
we'd
games.
have a lot more than 6,000 though.
Well, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if the Bills Mafia, they'll probably be outside that stadium in mass.
Well, outside
that
the stadium,
game.
maybe, yeah. The Bills Mafia ain't getting in.
No,
these are season ticket holders only, and there's only 6,000.
Part of the Bills Mafia.
Well,
They're
the Bills
part of
Mafia,
the Bills
I
Mafia.
don't. Yeah, okay.
But regardless, these are hardcore fans who, have not been able to enjoy. If you get one golden, that's a golden
I guess
ticket to me.
I don't.
In Buffalo, New York, that's a golden
I don't
ticket.
understand.
That's Willy Wonka.
Here's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
That why the limit is 6,700. That's what I don't understand.
That I can't explain that.
But I'm saying
I'm not a scientist.
Well, from this,
trust the science.
No. This is the scientific.
That's what Dr. Sills said.
The scientific basis they give us, though, you could put a lot more than 6,000 in the stadium with social distancing.
Don't know what
and
to tell
otherwise.
you.
Yeah.
You can do some research on that and get back to it. I got no answers on that.
The Jags have 15,000 every week, so there's one answer.
Yes.
Anyway.
You'd rather them have 15.
No, I would just think that it's to me, that's not big news that 6,000 fans get into a Buffalo game. It's not enough to mean anything. Yeah.
It means something to those 6,000 is all
Yeah,
I'm saying. No, impact-wise, no.
I wonder what it means to the other 40,000 that wish they could be in there, but the 6,000 are.
Yeah. I watched the end. What an odd college football game as we just exchanged some concepts and rationalizations. I don't even know what bowl it is. I don't know where the game was, but it was Wake and Wisconsin.
It's the Mayo Bowl.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl in
Oh,
Charlotte.
yeah. There you go.
Former Belk Bowl.
And it was 21-all when I flipped it on.
Okay.
I said, oh, this is
Well, a Wake
interesting.
Forest fan wishes you hadn't.
And this kid is quarterbacking for Wake, and his name is Sam Hartman, who's I've heard before. He's a decent quarterback. In fact,
Mary Hartman.
her grandson. In fact, he had thrown also former Good Morning America host David Hartman.
Oh.
You remember him?
I do.
David and Mary were married, and they had Bill, who beget Sam.
Oh.
So anyway,
In the book of Genesis.
Correct. So Sam has thrown one interception this year.
Good for Sam.
One.
You go, Sam.
And then in the process of like 5 minutes, he threw 4.
Sounds like Trask last night.
It was. They just started jumping routes. These big, slow Wisconsin guys. It's just rumbling, bumbling,
Joe
stumbling.
Schoberts. I don't like those Wisconsin guys getting picks. I've always,
So anyway,
scarred now by that.
They couldn't take it to the house. They couldn't house call it. They'd run it down to about the 4 where they would get tackled. And it was, the poor kid, I felt so bad for him. I was just like, one after another. Then they finally pulled him after the 4th one. I'm telling you, they came within a span of it's like 21-21, interception, 2 plays later, touchdown, 28-21. 2 plays, pick again. And you see, now you're starting to see the pulling of the chin strap and the guys, pumping him up, hang in there. We're not dead yet,
Oh, yes, you are.
And then he did it again, and then he did it again 4 times, and then they took him out. But it was amazing. And he had 1 pick all year. So,
the dream died on a cold Brooklyn night last night. The Hawks won't be going 72-0.
Oh, no. What happened?
Kyrie went off in the 4th, had 17 of his 25 in the 4th.
I wouldn't have minded if you beat those Nets.
Atlanta
I hate
lost
them.
by 3. They were right in it till the very last second. And their reward, they get to play in Brooklyn again in 2 days. Thank you, NBA.
Is that I think Miami and Milwaukee did that.
Yeah, they
Milwaukee.
did. Back-to-back. Hopefully we have the same results as that little series because after losing by 50, the Heat beat them last night.
By the way, Dan, you mentioned the award-winning Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yes.
Did you see, speaking of the big, meaty, fat-fingered Wisconsinites, did you see their efforts after the game?
The dropping of the trophy.
They dropped the crystal trophy,
Broke it in
shattered all a million pieces all over the floor.
Crystal trophies aren't a good idea to give to kids.
But they were industrious, though.
Yes.
They duct taped an actual squeeze bottle of Duke's Mayo to the top of the base and just made their own trophy.
Very nice. Very nice. Are you at all concerned, Prost, that Tibbs' Knicks are only a game behind the Hawks now?
Hey! Concern would not be the right word.
Concerned a little bit as we're coming up like a freight train right up your,
bring
you know
it.
what.
I miss Tibbs.
Let's just say this. While we're in New York, I'd rather be playing the Knicks than the Nets.
You would?
I'll just say it that way.
Home and home with the Knicks?
No, it's not home and home, Dan. It's a road and road is what the Hawks are doing. Understand, they played at Brooklyn last night. They're going to play at Brooklyn again in 2 days.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be driving down to Tampa after the show today.
For?
Knicks Raptors.
The Tampa Raptors.
Yeah, you forget they're in
With Trappers.
Tampa.
Yeah.
You won't be going to Tampa. That's a lie.
I'm headed down there, spend the
You
weekend
should.
with my
If you're a
daughter.
great
watch
fan,
the Knicks
you-
and Raptors.
If you're a great
T-Raps.
fan, you could.
This could be one. I don't think we've been over 500 since, 1994. So this is an exciting time tonight.
That's big.
Dude,
Yeah.
pretty sure you've since '94 you've been over 500. But
Pretty
your point is,
sure we haven't. Never been 1-0. Never won the opener.
LeBron,
that going.
that's an amazing stat, really. 1,000 straight games, double figures.
I think
scoring.
what's most amazing about it, I heard you talk about it. What was most amazing about it to me is it speaks to his durability more. Because LeBron James could score 10 points blindfolded.
Yeah.
If he's not shooting, he could just muscle his way in. And,
I said that earlier. To me,
Yeah.
that represents the durability because
Yeah.
he's out there for
Yeah, that's what I
1,000
think.
straight games.
Yeah,
But 1,000 games, that's
impressive.
yeah, it's amazing. All right, Mike White took the time that Florida's been off, and he switched it up a little bit. Gators pressed full court a lot of the game last night. We haven't seen that at all out of Mike White's Florida teams.
Yeah.
Have we? That full court pressure for, more than just a hit or miss opportunity? They did that a lot last night against Vanderbilt, and it's not really a strategy.
They
that's
shot
been
it well.
employed. And they shot it well. But the pressure defense, the full court pressing defense is, has not been a staple of Mike White's time in Gainesville. And last night they did.
I'm so happy that they won that game, and I kind of feel like they, I don't know what they're going to do going forward. My expectation level has dropped a ton.
Vandy was 4-2, but their wins were against,
I noticed that, like, Georgia was undefeated yesterday, like 7-0, and then they played Mississippi State and lost. But Arkansas won. They beat Auburn. So
I think they're 9-0 maybe for the first time in a long time, maybe ever.
Who's
First
the coach
time
at
in a long
Arkansas?
time. I do know that. It's
Nolan Richardson.
no,
Mike
no.
Anderson.
That's who it is.
No, he's not there. He's at St. John's.
No, it's no, but it's a big. It's
They
like
fired that guy.
it's not Ben Howland. He's at Mississippi State, but it's
Yeah.
a guy like that. It's I know it. I'm not going to be able to get it here and within the
I
confines
expect you to
of
do
this
this.
conversation.
The confines are on. The pressure's there.
Yeah.
It's Eric Musselman.
That's who it is. Who
Yeah.
came from Nevada?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eric Musselman is the coach.
real
of Arkansas.
similar to.
Had to get in the SEC somehow.
Had to. He muscled his way in. So anyway, yeah. So but for Florida, I don't know, man. They got LSU this weekend. Like I said,
LSU's a good team.
every win that we get, I'll celebrate and be happy for those guys after what they've been through and Keontae, and it's just, but when Chris Castleton, is that correct?
He had a big game.
I know. Is it Chris?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Castleton. That's what
Yeah,
I call
I know.
him. Castleton. I think it is Chris though.
When Castleton goes for 23,
Yeah.
you're
But he-
generally going to win some
Yeah, but
games.
here's the thing too, though. Last night Castleton looked good.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to look good throughout the rigors of the SEC
I think
season.
Kentucky play. He might look good against them.
Oh,
How about you try looking at the glass half full, Dan?
Yeah, Kentucky's terrible, by the way. It's gonna be Kentucky Jeff. Hey, man, how you gonna live life this winter, buddy?
He's not.
Your team is trash, man.
Oh dear.
They're not going to the tournament. They're not gonna be 500, dude. Kentucky's like 1-7, Hick.
Kentucky Jeff dialed me up during the game last night, and he was with Georgia Lee, and they FaceTimed me, and I didn't appreciate it at all. There was no reason
on
for
the
them.
football game.
Yeah, it was an attack.
Yeah.
It was a ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And it bothered me.
Well, if you want to get him back, just wait for the next basketball game Kentucky plays because they
though,
can't beat anyone.
Unlike Kentucky Jeff, who refuses to answer the phone during games,
Well, that
I
happens.
answered the phone.
Okay, well, good for you.
Yes. And then I also thought Charlton K. Gainey, he's the only one. The only one. Listen, I know on Twitter we have our fun, and you Googans out there who like to attack, that's fine. I'm a big boy. I can take it. But Charlton K. Gainey, not when you've lost 15 out of 16, buddy. I was going to shut you down, but I didn't want to give you the credit that you don't deserve, so I ignored you. But some of your shots about Florida football, you have no room. No,
My favorite is this.
nothing.
No,
and
but-
by the way, next year, when it's 16 out of 17, because Florida could take Emory Jones, they could take Amp, they could take whoever they want, and Tennessee is going to be awful. Tennessee is going to understand this. Listen to me. What did I tell you back in July? I'm not right about much, but I know one thing. Tennessee sucks, okay? And I told you that in July, and everybody's, oh, Tennessee, they won 6 in a row, and oh, they won their first 2, and oh, they've won 8 in a row. They're arguably the worst team in the SEC and Tennessee football. And they have no quarterback, bro. None. Zero.
Well, it might be addition by subtraction because their quarterback play is what's kept
they
them
didn't play
absolutely terrible.
No, and that's what it's going to continue to be. Is
Oh,
my
I
point.
hear you.
But anyway,
Well,
I digress.
my pet peeve is, so if you're on the text line today, if you're going to try this, you're not, just getting breezed right by. My pet peeve, though, would be like Florida fan running smack on Alabama or Texas A&M, LSU, or anyone who beat them this year. Like, if you're a Georgia fan and you're running smack at the Gators, you're idiotic. What are you running smack about? You played Florida, and they beat the brakes off of you.
Yeah.
If you're Mr. 10, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's been, in that case, an even longer period of time. So you're well-served if your team lost to another team, just to shut your mouth for a year until you get another chance, because you sound like a sniveling, idiotic little baby.
Yeah. Yes.
But,
yes.
But that's my pet peeve. That may be others. I mean, to me, if the ability to hold dominion over another team for a week, a month, or a year, you have to have beaten them. You can't, you can't downgrade one team because they lost to Oklahoma. This just in, Georgia fan, a Gator fan will tell you, well, Oklahoma must beat Georgia by 70 since they couldn't stay within, 25 of the Gators. So,
but anyway, what are your expectations for Florida basketball? If I were to ask you now, what
they
would
have
you...
not. I said this after Keontae Johnson got hurt because they weren't through the roof anyway. I don't think it'll be a much different outcome. I think they'll be.
You think they'll make the tourney?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I think they'll be.
You do, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
And if they do make the tourney, would that be good enough or no?
In this season, sure, you lost the preseason player of the year,
Right.
and not to just like a ACL. It took a bigger toll than just a physical injury.
Sure.
Or it was a physical injury, but you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
no, there's still enough talent on that team. And, I said yesterday with Keontae out, you're not going to be Keontae Johnson, but that Giroux transfer is going to get to play more. He's going to have to, he's a kid who at Louisiana Tech could get you 16-8. You're in the SEC now, but it's not like there was no reinforcement to come. They're not very deep, though.
Well,
if they have a game with an injury or a COVID or or foul trouble.
What about the lack of games? Will that come back to hurt them?
As far as getting into the tournament?
Yeah. Like, in other words, I don't think they'll get the benefit of the doubt if they're, closer to 500 in the conference.
I don't know.
Because you won't get the 20 wins. You won't get the,
well,
I think
that I would like to think that this committee is savvy enough that if you beat Boston College and Army, they're going to assume you beat Alcorn, whoever they lost, UNF and Stetson and those schools. Nobody in the world. You may as well just add 3.
Well, there's 4 losses or 4 wins that they don't have.
But I'm not saying if I'm on the committee, I'm just adding those 4. They're not losing any of those teams, so you may as well.
You think they'll beat LSU on Saturday?
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
LSU's kind of off to a bad start, aren't they?
Do you think they'll beat Alabama? Are they better than Alabama?
I got to be honest. Riding out the football season and with basketball, everybody's shutting down every 5 seconds. I haven't watched a lot of other teams.
I know. I thought that too last night.
Now, usually at this time of year I have.
I know.
I'll tell you what's happened
about that as
because
well.
football got pushed into these odd times.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've been watching that instead. So I haven't seen LSU play yet. I haven't seen Alabama play yet.
Okay.
So, but I do think LSU had, some expectations and got off to a slow start. I thought, but I could be wrong. Didn't LSU have? No, they're 6-1. So they're on top of the SEC 1-0 along with Florida, and Bama's also 1-0 in the SEC. I saw Tennessee beat. They lost. LSU lost at St. Louis in week 2, and like I said, I haven't paid a ton of attention. And that's what I saw. But they haven't played anyone yet, so this is going to be advantage Florida. I mean, they had. That's not true. They beat Texas A&M. Yeah. They whooped Texas A&M in their conference opener. So, but other than that, it's Nicholls State, it's Sam Houston State, it's Louisiana Tech, Southeast Louisiana. Similar to Florida.
They've had a bunch of games canceled too. I mean, it's crazy.
Everyone has.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's keep it rolling. We'll move on. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We got a lot on the docket. We got a Friday 5-pack on a Thursday.
Yeah, that's coming up at 8:30.
I think we may go.
You know what? I'm not sure Doc knows. I think we told him we're off the next 2 weeks. Because we thought we were today.
Yeah.
Because he's always here already, so.
Oh, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We may go 10 games deep on the 5-pack today.
No, I settled down. I'm not giving you that opportunity. No. I've got enough
10,
at stake.
15 games deep.
I got enough at stake
Pick an
on
entire
that
NFL slate.
idiotic dime board. We're not giving you that out. Yeah, you're going to be spinning with me, friend. All right. We'll step aside. It's a custom
Pick it again!
Thursday. I want
Cleveland!
If we have Doc, we'll go through the injury situation. There's not a whole lot out there, really, that's except for those quarterback situations in the NFC West in particular. I want to do the Dailies double take and more conversation on the future of the quarterback position in Gainesville and, what that's going to mean moving forward. So, all right, here we go. Custom Tree Searches Thursday on The Drill.